Hello, welcome everybody. It's good to see you there, Christopher Janks. Welcome in, Father Axekeeper, Stockforwooder, and Pylos, and I hope you're all doing good today. Let's jump right in and get started, because it's Game Dev Day again. I just got milk on my sleeve because I reached over my my coffee. It's fine, it's just a tiny little bit. I reached over my coffee, which is full and has foam on top. And I reached over to get the to press the button on the stream deck to change scenes. Whoops. Anyway, hey Ben, you good to see you. It's Tuesday. Wait, it's Wednesday. You had me going. Oh man, that's a strong coffee. Wow. Wow, that's a strong coffee. Nice. All right. Plan for the day. Let's get into it. I'm late again. I want to be 100% honest with you, 100% transparent. I planned to be online like 9:30 today. Like, what's that? It's 1:30 now. It's 1:30. I planned to be on at 9:30 today. I couldn't sleep last night. I was up until like 4 a.m. not sleeping. So tonight I gotta correct my sleep schedule so I can actually be online earlier tomorrow. Oh boy, it's not going as good as I had planned. I thought that for the next 2 weeks I'd have a lot of good dev streaming, and I keep on starting in the freaking afternoon. Not good, not according to plan at all. But we're back, and we're gonna do some more work on the game. My plan was to sort of crunch out as much good content as I could, good like game dev work as I could over the next 2 weeks, so I could get a leg up on the release of this game. But the reality is, yeah, I don't know. Life happens, I guess. Whoa, whoops, just knocked something off my bench. There we go. There's actually, wait, sorry, you were just up working all night, so you forgot? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Being you, look after yourself. Working on fun stuff, maybe? I hope. I hope you were working on fun stuff. But yeah. Games, making them. It's a serious business. And you have to treat it seriously if you want to be taken seriously. Right? Which is why I should be getting up earlier and starting work earlier. And like basically grinding as much work as I can out of myself until I'm a soulless husk, and then maybe I'll be able to be successful. Unfortunately, not just a math puzzle book for babies or slightly older kids. Maybe a math puzzle book for rabies. Oh my gosh! You're writing one, or you're playing with one? A very large distinction there. Hello there, Leather Soup. How are you today? Christopher Janks, thanks for being here too. I don't know if I greeted you fully. Father Axekeeper, always a pleasure. Pi, hope you're doing good today, mate. Thanks again for all of the hard work you've done on like archiving the videos from this channel. It's very kind of you. And Stockforwooder, it's always a pleasure. I hope that you're doing very well today. Yeah, the shoulder's pretty sore today. I don't know what I did. I must have slept on it funny or like twisted it last night while I was not sleeping. I don't know. But I have a sore shoulder today. No good. You saw you're starting a stream means it's probably getting close to my bedtime. As I was just saying as well, I meant to start earlier today, but man, I keep starting later than I mean to. It's getting to be a real problem. I'll have to talk to myself. No problem at all. Happy to help. You're so kind. I do appreciate it. Okay, so anyway, look at what our plan is for today. Do more design work and planning for more design work. So what this means is we actually need to do some physical, like just moving the bits around in here and figuring out what we want to do for the game. This game is already reaching complexity levels like close to this, and I want to do a little bit more. I want each of these chapters, these like acts, to feel like Day of the Sandwich level or more of complexity. very clearly this first one is starting to feel that way. The second one, less so, but maybe you can sort of start to see it. The third one is not there yet. But the third one does revolve around this section here, which is a stealth puzzle. Which is going to take a fair bit of design work to do in and of itself. That thing's going to be complex. Much like the hamster maze was complex. Now, if you look at all the green marks on the map, on this design document, all these green ones, these are opportunities to expand the puzzle design. Which we want to do. We do want to do that. Yes. Just doing the layout. Puzzles and images were provided to me, but it's like 200 pages. Oh, wow. Oh, you work in like publishing and you do layouts and like that kind of thing. 200 pages of math puzzles to lay out. That could be crazy. Could be fun too. Awesome. Good luck with that. What made you sore today, Leather Soup, by the way? Mine was just probably a bad sleep, I think. That did it. I, once again, am just looking at this, going, just trying to remind myself what it was like when we did Day of the Sandwich. It has a lot of these, like, one of the good things about this design is it does have a lot of sections that are just like, okay, it fans out into all of these different things, and then it sort of like narrows itself back down into like the final thing. And so it opens a bunch of loops and closes a bunch of loops as you go. That happens here too, but it's much harder to follow in that way because it's so broad and there's a lot of like verticality to this one. But I think you can kind of see it if you like squint a bit. You can kind of see like the opening a loop and closing a loop sort of bits as you go through this chart. It's a lot more convoluted though. There are like things that cross over bits and pieces and all that. This one has that too, mostly in the first bit. This is already, like, if I look at this, this is pretty much as complicated as Day of the Sandwich by itself. Like, so this is good. I feel like scene 1 or act 1 is good. Act 2 is starting to get a little bit like that. I think it really, I would like to see something that goes like from here to here kind of thing, you know what I mean? I want to see some stuff that like really loops across a little bit further. That would make me feel a little bit more dynamic in the design as well. But that's why we have these expansion opportunities here, I guess. So this expansion, we could link back to this expansion, for example. And that would give us more of those loops that are like, you know, you can do this, but you still have to do something from here to here kind of thing. That will help. Again, I do want to focus on the dialogue for this episode, this game. But yeah, that's kind of tricky. Lettering, layout, and translation. Holy crap. Holy crap, that's awesome, dude. Just a busy day, trying to get too much done on your days off. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Good news on the can I pay my bills front as well, everybody. Good news. I haven't got a contract yet, but we did take the next step towards getting the contract. And so my contact with the contract has basically, like, it sounds like things are going to go fine, so it'll be good. Cook the video games too. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we're gonna give it a good stirring, and yeah, we should be good. But yeah, I've got basically a couple of weeks of like me time to use. My kids are on school holiday at the moment, so I could potentially use some of this time to work on family stuff. Work on family stuff sounds so capitalistic. I mean to say spend time with my family and perhaps even go away somewhere and do something fun. That's what I'm actually trying to say. Yeah, that did not translate well to my mouth words. But yeah, that's what I meant. Doing fun stuff with family. I might be trying to do that over the next week or two as well, so we'll see. It is good news about the contract, yeah. Thank you both. Thank you so much. The coffee is good. It's strong, just like me. Actually, other news. I did make as you know, we made a submission to IGDB. This is an automated message. Your change has been temporarily put on hold for further research and discussion. We'll be in touch soon. I responded today. Thank you. This is a sequel to these 2 games. It's in early alpha and should be full release in next 2 to 3 months. Hopefully that'll be enough to like push them over the edge of like getting the page on. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I just have to make more progress on the game and get it out. But at least the page, like, at least the ball's rolling. I hope that helps. But last time I just really struggled to get the page online when the game was launching, so... I don't want to hold back the launch if this isn't ready, but at least if the ball's rolling, maybe that'll help. Yeah, and we use, like, basically the current image as the page, like the one piece of media for the page. Bone to pick poster is all nice and clean looking. I think this is all right. I think I could probably work on the lettering on bone to pick a little bit more to like really help that come through a bit better, but I think it's fine. I think it's probably okay. This little, I forget what his name is, Fiery, I think his name was. This little Fiery character, I might switch him out for something a little bit less trademarkable. I still like the idea of having a plush toy that's the squeaky toy. I think that was one of the elements that I wanted to have in. And so that's in. Like, basically, I think all of the puzzle solving requirements are here now. On the screen somewhere in some capacity, and reusing assets like the hockey stick I think is a good idea. I don't think there's a problem there. So about Fiery for fat and slightly deformed Pikachu. That would be pretty funny. The thing is, one of the big things for me is anybody like familiar with who the heck Fiery is and like what that show that they're on is about? As far as I know, it's like a YouTube series, and I don't think that it's for like, I don't know if it's, I think it's for kids, but I don't know how like safe it is to make references to it. Like, I don't want to associate, like, say they are full of, like, hate speech, for example. I don't know if they are, but, like, they probably aren't. But if they are full of hate speech and stuff like that, like, I would really dislike associating my game with something like that, right? Like, if they were, like, started to make jokes about suicide or, like, other things, like, anything that would, like, really hurt people's psyche, I don't want to be involved with that. I don't want to get associated with that, and I don't know anything about this show, so it's possible they're like really wholesome, but I don't know. So I'm gonna leave it there for now, but there's a very good chance we'll replace it. It actually, I like this design in a very abstract sense of like a plush toy with these like gangly limbs poking out. I like the color scheme, so it's possible we could just reshape it into something else. So like if you look at like Hexapals, what? That's not what I was thinking of. Broken Age. Oh, it's Hexy, not Hexa. Hexapals, Broken Age. If you look at these guys, they have that really cute sort of like idea too. I don't mind this. I think this is pretty cool. And obviously, like, you can immediately see a similarity in this design to the design that's already painted in to this artwork. That's something to think about, is maybe I could make a shape that's not Fiery, that's some other shape, but still basically keep what I drew. Basically keep what I drew here and just change the shape a little bit. Maybe make it a square, make it a triangle, make it something else. If you don't know them, it ain't a good idea. Yeah, exactly. I'd have to do research to know if it's safe to keep it in. For now, I'm totally fine with putting it there, but I might just change it up. What about an Alf plushie? His favorite food is BLT sandwich, bacon, Lucky the Cat, and tomatoes. Again, Alf would be another copyright infringement thing where you have to like be careful of that. So I don't know. Skinny legs, huge head, and creepy smile gives me horror vibe. It is a little bit of that, yeah. Just checking in to see if you finished third game for me yet. If not, hurry up. Oh, how's it going, Mike and Chad? Good to see you there, TV Prime. We're working on it. What do you think of this screen, TV Prime? What do you think of this screen? Does it excite the imagination? Things are going pretty good. Yeah, I got a sore shoulder, but things are going pretty good. Pretty happy. I'm really happy that I'm able to work on game stuff at the moment. It's nice. It's nice to be able to work on game stuff. Does look very well done, to be honest. Thank you. That's kind of you too. I think that we could definitely work on this character design a little bit more. Honestly, like, I could just leave it. It's not, I don't think this is going, like, people could see it and say it's that, and I could just deny that it's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? I could probably get away with this character. I think it's very generic. What I would do, though, is probably just change it up a little bit, just to be on the safe side, in case there is any kind of copyright infringement concerns. I just noticed there's this, like, gray pixels right here. What are they from? How did they get there? Did I accidentally click at some point and not notice? The skulls, I think one of the character traits that I talked about a lot, but I haven't talked about while I was working on the art, but it was in the back of my mind the whole time, is the death-obsessed character. Sierra is death-obsessed and conspiracy theory nut. So the death obsession is like faking their own death, and also just like, you know, that's like why I wanted to go with motifs of like skeletons and monstery type stuff, is like they're obsessed with that side of things. What part of the day of series is this? This is the third part, and it is introducing Sierra, who is the third and final character that we need to introduce before we do the big game, which will not be called Day of the Anything. It'll be called something else. But yeah, so we're introducing Sierra this time. If it was white, I'd be asking questions. If the this little mark here was white, okay. Afternoon of the sol. Yeah, that's right. And for those of you who do not know, this character is here is based on a emote that Duke Donuts has, and that character is actually just like, apparently it was just a background character in a AI generated image that Duke had on the screen, and he and some people took some interest in that particular character. And so when I asked him, like, hey, what suggestions do you have for posters on the wall, he's like, oh, what about this guy? And I kind of thought, oh, that's pretty funny, I'll just do that. So that's why this guy exists. Hey, Drew Stew, good to see ya. It's going okay, thank you. How are you? How has releasing the game gone? Good. Good, actually. It's done pretty well. We got lots of great comments and reviews, which is pretty exciting. Let me just, I'll bring up the stats. Give me a second. Taking a second here for some reason. There it is. Hey, Tawe, good to see you. Yeah, I definitely didn't capture the shape of that character, but I think I got the essence of that character. I think it's there. It's just the shape is not quite there, you know. Dashboard. Analytics. So in the since launch, I think this is since launch. Yeah. Since launch. Is that right? Let me just double check. Yeah. So since launch, the revenue, gross revenue, and remember gross revenue is before tax and before like fees and anything else. The game raised $295.39 to date. It's had $3,300 plays in the browser. It's had 402 downloads. The page has been viewed 7,712 times, apparently. I'm not sure if these numbers are accurate. But that seems to be about right. So yeah, it's done really well for a free game. For a free game to make $295 US before, you know, tax and fees and stuff, but that's pretty great. I'm pretty happy about that. It's a free game. So this one that I'm working on at the moment, I'm wondering if I'm going to ask again if it should be free. I think that's a worthwhile question to ask. Is should it be free? Will it make more or less money if it's not free? I'm quite confident that it won't top the charts if it's not free. Whoa. A DC Bueller raid? Whoa. They seem like crazy numbers for the first indie type game. Yeah. This is the second one that I've released, actually. And the first one I think might have done better on some of the stats, but worse on some of the other stats. So yeah, it's a bit of a balancing act. Hey there, Bork. Good to see you. I'm sorry I missed your playthrough of Day of the Hamster today. I noticed that you were live, and I came in, and you were just about to raid into DC Bueller, and I was like, I've missed it. But thank you very much for playing it. I'll have to go watch the VOD soon. Hardly Worgen's here. Good to see you, Hardly Worgen. Thank you for joining the Pod Patrol. Surrender all your treats. Oh, no problem. You can have all the treats you want, Pod. Galara, it's great to see you too. Hope you're doing well today. DC Bueller, you're a freaking legend. Great to see you. How's things going? Yeah, Bone to Pick. Is that from Gone Jackal's album? It is. It is indeed. Good eye, DC Bueller. Good eye. How was your stream today? What were you up to? Let me get you a shout out. Let me get another shout out format too. DC Bueller, everybody is an absolute legend. Good friend. A wonderful streamer. Such a nice person. Absolutely one of the nicest people on Twitch. Very talented gamer too. Very talented at the CRPGs. Certainly. And also just super knowledgeable about not just video games, but also board games. A lovely person. Absolutely lovely person. You actually got that album, Bork? That's awesome. Used to listen to it all the heckin' time. Sweet. It's a reference. So this is like a 2 degrees of separation reference to Full Throttle, of course. Well, maybe it's not, of course. Maybe that's not obvious, but that's what it is. It's a reference to Full Throttle, which I wanted to make. You did some Axis and Allies versus DC Senior earlier. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, he took over Australia and New Zealand despite my best attempts. Well, at least you tried. At least you tried to defend us. Then you went to Zen of Kayaking to chillax. Awesome. How was Zen of Kayaking? I still haven't played it myself. I do plan to play it sometime soon. I'm not even sure if I'll stream it, honestly. I think it's the kind of game you could just chill and, like, meditate to. Put some music on, play, kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream it. I'll probably... I don't know. I'll see. It's not the kind of game I normally stream. Like it's a text adventure. How was it? How was it? But for those of you who don't know, that is the game by Pixel Turkey and game dev Jeff. Worked on a text adventure, an interactive fiction, which I'm trying not to get spoiled on. How's it going, Bloody Cactus? You good? You good? Everybody, welcome in. For those of you who haven't been here before, welcome. This is my game dev channel where I talk about and do game development. I am extremely transparent with the game development. I think probably one of the most transparent views into game development process that you can get on the internet anywhere. I stream the full process from concept and design all the way through to release and post-release, and we look at statistics for the release. Everything's there. Everything's there. So if you're interested in seeing that sort of stuff, feel free to stick around. Wow, another raid. Oh, it's raid o'clock, I see. Thank you very much for the raid. A Maple Mystery. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing good today. Thank you so much. Another extremely talented streamer and artist, A Maple Mystery. Welcome in. Great to see you. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. I have anonymous follows on the channel, so feel free to drop a follow and hang out, lurk, or whatever you want to do. I was just welcoming in DC Bueller and all of the legends from that channel, so now I got to welcome all you as well. So welcome in. Good to see you there, Beef Pants. Thanks for joining the raid. Galara, welcome in again, and Adrian and Eden, thank you very much for being here too. Good to see you. Thank you for the follows. I do appreciate it. Feel free to lurk or chat, whatever you want to do. Okay, I'll keep doing my intro, I guess, and then I'll shout out Julia, because I think we're still on a cooldown from shouting out. DC. Oh, I can do the other shout out type though. Hang on a second. I'll just type Julia's name, not the A Maple Mystery. There you go. Everybody, if you haven't checked out A Maple Mystery's channel yet as well, if you come here and you like game dev streams, you like art streams, go drop a follow over there with A Maple Mystery, who does not only the game dev, but also playing some amazing DOS games like Biomenace, for example. Some great EGA graphic adventures too. A ton of them, an absolute ton of them. And yeah, very inspiring stream, very inspiring. So please do consider going and dropping a follow over there too. What type of 80s Mac is it back there? That's a Macintosh Classic, that one there. And that is an Amstrad CPC 464 monitor. The computer's right next to me, behind me actually. And that is Commodore 64 monitor, and the Commodore is behind all these cool games. And that's an Atari ST on the edge there. You can barely see it. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to see my main channel, I do stream games, retro game stuff. At the moment I'm playing through this game, Star Trek Judgment Rights, and I just finished playing through Discworld with no hints, and it was insane, and I don't recommend doing that. It was a bad idea, but I had fun, so maybe it wasn't a bad idea. Introducing myself about this channel though, I am working on game development processes. So if you want to see, basically what I would say, to summarize it, is I try and be as extremely transparent as possible about the entire process of working on the game. So even if I don't release the game, it's still getting streamed, obviously. Well, maybe that's not obvious, but like I have streamed the process of making a game that I did not release, and I chose to mothball it and move on to the next project because I made a decision. And sometimes you have to do that. And some of these games, it's a learning experience, like, oh, how the heck does AGS work? And then it's like, how the heck do I make AGS do the thing that's weird and different? And so that kind of stuff is what I've been working on over here. So, yay, merch tabs, woo! Nice. Now you can hear me 3 times. Still quietly waiting for the pinball machine stream. I have done offline on Discord. I've streamed some gameplay of that pinball machine, but I don't think I'll stream it on Twitch. Anyway, back to talking about this. Yeah, so summarizing it is basically like I'll do the full game design process, and most of the work gets completely done online. The one thing that I haven't really streamed is like my character design process, because I'm not confident in sharing that, because I don't think I'm very good at it. But I like try and get the character to a point where I'm willing to share it and continue the process. So that's usually my process for that. At some point, I'll maybe get confident with that, but I'm not there yet. And then yeah, all the way up through to release. So I even do all of the publication stuff, like setting up the itch page and like putting the game on sale and setting the price and all of that stuff is all done live on the stream. And after it's out, I then go and put in more work on like we follow up like with the release, we do patching and all that kind of stuff too. So not everything, not 100% of everything is online, but I'd say like 95 to 98% of everything is done on stream. So yeah, I'm working on the third game in this little series of mini adventures. At the start of this year, I had not done any like serious efforts at making a graphic adventure before. So I started with Day of the Sandwich at the start of this year, which was a 2-week project while I was off work, on leave from work. I was just decided to do that. And then Day of the Hamster, we finished that over the last couple of months. And now I am working on Day of the Redacted, which is another graphic adventure with, I'm just trying to do a little bit more polish each time. And also bringing in different elements to focus on in the game design. So this is like something I didn't do for the previous games was like finish a room early in the design process. The reason I did this is because I wanted to experiment with putting a page onto itch.io early and allowing people to like go there and follow it and stuff like that. So if you go into here, there is a page live now for this game, and you can go read it, and it will change. Severb, good to see you. Welcome. Question, how do I get GOG achievements to work with an AGS game? That's a really good question. I would love to learn that myself. Wow, Proton, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. There's something in the water today. Everybody's raiding. Thank you very much. And again, thank you for the follows. I do have anonymous follows on the channel, so I appreciate all the support with the follows. If you want to support, by the way, just putting it out there, if you are interested in supporting my work, I have a coffee page. I also have another Twitch channel, which has its monetized Twitch channel. This one's not, but if you want to subscribe, then go subscribe to the other channel, and you'll get all the emotes and stuff like that you can use here too. So that's the way I have chosen to do it so far. I may change my tune at some point in the future, but at the moment, that's how I'm doing things. We'd all like to learn more about GOG achievements. I would like to learn about them. So that's something, I don't have any of my games on GOG, but if I do choose to do that, and I'm like able to get it through, I do actually stream on the GOG, what's the name? Twitch. I kept wanting to say Steam. I do stream on GOG's Twitch channel once a week. So maybe I have some contacts, I don't know, that I could like squeeze in and get my game some attention there, but we'll see. I'm not at that point just yet. Sounds like you show a lot of how the game sausage is created. I do, yes. That's the point. That's kind of part of the point of this. It's also just to keep me accountable and keep working on the games, including some of the less spectacular portions like submitting games. Yeah, all of that. Basically, most of the work I do, it gets done on stream to share the process, but also just to give me a bit more motivation as well. Proton, welcome in, everybody. If you haven't checked out Proton's channel, Proton does some game dev on the Commodore 64 and on the Amiga, doing some demo programming and music production. A very talented musician and composer. And yeah, just generally also a nice dude. Very, very engaged with the retro gaming community for sure. So definitely go drop a follow over there for Proton Figure if you haven't already as well. Guten Morgen to you too, Proton. You rated me in Purpos. Thank you. Thank you for rating me on purpose. Mike's Pure Magnetism drawing in all the raids. Yeah, that must be it. That must be it, Pork. I don't know. Do we get shout outs yet? I can't. I don't even. My brain is like not good right now. I'm gonna shout out for a Maple Mystery. Shout out a Maple Mystery. There we go. And then we'll have to wait a minute again for Proton to get a shout out for Proton 2. But yeah, please do go drop prolos for all the people raiding in. Also, while you're at it, go follow Pi Lorzan, go follow Tawajia, go follow everybody in the chat. Go follow Bloody Cactus, TV Prime. You won't go wrong. You won't go wrong. Go follow Galara Dragon. There's no wrong moves. Follow anybody in the chat. You'll be fine. They're all awesome. Everybody who I have seen in the chat, I've seen stream, they're all lovely people. What a great mix of people. Okay, so yeah, talking about Day of the Redacted, like I said, I put the page online recently, and we already have some comments, which is interesting. Good to see some comments. And I was looking at submitting it to IGDB early because I hadn't done that yet. And so this is the process that we've got so far. I was just going over this just before the raids, so I'll just continue from a little bit before where we left off, actually. So I submitted this was yesterday, basically, or was it the day before yesterday? Day before yesterday, yeah. 1 day and 16 hours ago. So like, yeah, 2 days ago. We submitted it and got there, you know, thanks for submitting automated message. Then we got another automated message yesterday, apparently. I didn't get a notification about this. It might have gone to my email or something. I didn't see it, but automated message. Your change has been temporarily put on hold for further research and discussion. We'll be in touch soon. So I just replied to that, just saying, hey, this is a sequel to these other 2 games that are already on IGDB. It's an early alpha. It should be full release in the next 2 to 3 months. And I don't know, maybe that'll help, maybe it won't. But as I get more content that I can share on here, I'll keep updating it anyway. Hopefully the page will be live before the game gets released, so that when people stream it, they can stream it under the category. Because I had an issue with Day of the Hamster where a lot of people just streamed it under Day of the Sandwich or Retro because there was no category and it took a while to get approved. So that's something to keep in mind. And then we also were just looking at this image, just sort of having a bit of a think about this image again. This character in particular, this little plush toy. I did this because somebody new to the chat came in and demanded that I add a character that they knew, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll just draw a little pixel art version of that character. I have no idea who the character is, and so I've decided that I probably want to transform this plush toy into something else. I needed the plush toy anyway, so I didn't mind doing that. But now that now that I've had some time to think about it, I think I'll transform it to somebody else. But yeah. Should start streaming before bed so I can raid Mike's Debbie. You should, Adrian. It'd be great. You get some more exposure for all the stuff you're working on too. It'd be great. I don't know what that is either, but it's cute. It is a cute design. A trout with legs. I could turn it into a fish, I guess. We also went and looked at Hexapals, which this little guy kind of reminded me of the Hexapals that you can get. There are some official, like, I think there were some official plushes for I know I've seen Valiant Cheese has a plush of one of the Hexapals on his shelf behind him, and he's another Australian game dev as well, and he's working on Fossil Sweeper, which is pretty interesting actually. It's like a Minesweeper educational game about fossils, dinosaurs. But yeah, these guys are cute. I like the look of these guys. And that design reminds me of these guys a little bit. So I was thinking of maybe transforming it into a different sort of shape anyway. It's based on actually somebody called Fiery from BFDI, who I don't know BFDI at all. I don't know this character or like what the deal is. Which is why I'm kind of nervous about like having a character based on this, because I don't know them. They might be totally family friendly and fine, but I have no idea. Make it Captain Kirk. That could be a good one. Although I do want to stick with the classic smiley face look. I think that looks very nice. But yeah, is that all I need to talk about before we dive back into actual work? We could look at the trailer for the game. Might as well look at the trailer for Day of the Hamstring. Oh boy, we're having fun now. Thank you, damn it, Baines. Let's look at the trailer. Let's look at the trailer here. Hang on, let me do this. Well, it's loud. Let me turn it down. There you go. And also stop my background music. This is the trailer for the game. You know what? It's like low resolution, but it doesn't matter. It's all blurry looking. Can you help Lucas escape? I don't have voiceover for this. Can the hamster save the day? Dunno. Maybe. Think your way out of this one. Oh no, how are you gonna solve this? This looks impossible. Day of the Hamster. There you go, that's the trailer. It's a pretty simple trailer. I put that together offline, I think. Yeah, I put that together offline. But it was pretty straightforward. So yeah. God dang moon logic. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's put that background music back on. So we were just looking at, before we went on a bit of a tangent, we were actually just looking at this. This is the game design for the current game. And I've broken this on tried to break this into a 3-act structure. Just to recap for everybody who's new, welcome again. By the way, let's get a shout out for Proton before I forget to do that. There we go. Yeah, a 3-act structure is what I was going for here. So trying to isolate, like, okay, you have to do a bunch of puzzles before you move out of the first area, which is actually the room that I've drawn, that we were looking at before, this room. That's where you'll start the game. And there's a fair few things you have to do before you can leave that room. Once you've done that, there are a few things that you'll need to take along with you to the other acts. So something from that room will be taken into Act 3, and a couple of things will be taken into Act 2. Act 2... we're still working on expanding the design of Act 2 to be a bit more puzzly and complicated. These expansion points, everything where it's a green box, I just said, look, this is something that is ripe for expanding into more puzzles, which would be good to see. When's the bucket plush coming out? That's a good question. Yeah, we need a bucket plush. Does IGDB keep any tracking of how many times it has been used, region and kind of data? You mean like how many times the tag has been streamed under or whatever? I don't know. I actually don't know. No idea. No ratings. Played 5 times. It does seem to have a play counter here. I assume that means it's been streamed, like people have used that tag to stream 5 times, maybe. I have no idea. Maybe people actually have to go in and mark it as something they've played, actually. Because I think this is also people can use it to like track their own statistics. I don't know. That's a good question. Oh wow, look, similar games. I know this one. I haven't seen any of the other ones here. Oh, there's Monkey Island. Monkey Island 2. Can't believe Day of the Tentacle's not on this list. How could they not have Day of the Tentacle on this list? I actually have played quite a few of these now that I'm scrolling through. Some of them I haven't. But, Dark Side Detective, Gibbous, played those. I think I've played Kern a little bit, maybe. This is like a Myst-like game? I think this is a Myst-like game, if I remember right. Anyway, I'm just getting distracted now. Just distracted. I should stop being distracted. Let's get back to this. So, zooming in, maybe we need to find / create some rungs for the treehouse ladder repairs. Just a little bit more puzzle here. So basically, part of the puzzle here is we need to acquire a T-Rex grabber. If you don't know what a T-Rex grabber is, it looks like this. Well, yeah, this is the one I have in my mind. This one, this design. Yeah, T-Rex grabber. So we need one of these for a very obvious purpose, which is to medically treat a llama, because the llama's angry and you can't get close to it. So you need the T-Rex grabber to do it. And you can't get the T-Rex grabber until you repair the treehouse ladder. You can't do that until you get a hammer and a nail substitute item. I don't know why I said substitute item. It just needs to be nails. It just needs to be nails. We don't need to make it more complicated than that. So you can't do that until you use the llama to pull open the stuck door on the garage. Or the shed, whatever it's called. Once you do that, then... Why is this line doing this? I'm confused. Hang on a second. Okay. No, I get it. It makes sense now. All right, yeah, so like, basically I want this puzzle to be a bit more complex. Rungs for the ladder would be an ideal thing to add to this puzzle. So we could do that through bedroom area, maybe like slats from the underneath the bed. It could be an option for that, or maybe pulling them off of the side of the house would be a better idea. Maybe when you break the door, you get them. There's numerous ways we could do this, so I need to think about that. You're legally obligated to make chomping sounds when you have a T-Rex grabber. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty important. Unless the T-Rex grabber also makes sounds, in which case you are allowed to not make the sounds. Legally speaking. You can still do it if you want, though. Get lemon from tree using T-Rex grabber. So that's one use for the T-Rex grabber. Feed the lemon to the llama. Why do I have lemons in all of my games? Oh, I guess it's kumquats in the first one, so that's not a lemon, so that's okay. Use the grabber to pull pebble out from llama toes. Llama toes are gross, by the way. Have you ever seen llama toes? Look at this thing. Risky Google of the week. Yeah, actually, yeah, I mean, hopefully safe search is enabled. Look how weird they look. It definitely looks like the kind of thing you would get quite uncomfortable if you had something in between your toes, though, wouldn't it? If you had this shaped feet. Anyway, yeah, so llama feet. So T-Rex grabber, llama feet, pebble, problem solved. The T-Rex grabber also needs to be used on the lemon tree. The reason you need a lemon is because the llama needs to be unable to spit at you, because it will still spit at you if you try and get close to it with the lemon grabber. So it needs to have a lemon in its mouth, so it's a timed puzzle. But if you fed them the lemon and you use the grabber in time, it'll calm the llama down. It will no longer be angry, so you'll be able to walk past it without getting hit. Then there's like just this one little thing here: get handheld gaming device. This just is ripe for expansion. Obviously, this whole area is just too flat. It's basically just a straight line. Once you do this first little bit here, it's just a straight line to the end. Like, nothing really that complicated. The complications are supposed to be introduced by this puzzle with a dialogue, and the continued part of the puzzle where you actually achieve what you need to achieve. But this is too simple. So that's another area for expansion that I want to look at today. There's another one here where I wrote I wrote an idea down but didn't actually do the idea. Make this some kind of puzzle involving distracting rats who are eating dog treats. Don't know why I thought of that. But definitely we want to be able to get dog treats, but I think that we need to make it less simple. Dog treats are out of reach is a good one. Dog treats are locked behind a cage or something is another good one. We could come up with some ideas. I also one thing I kind of want to do is have a shovel, but you never ever use the shovel for digging in any of the games, because I think that's funny. I think it's funny that people want to dig but they can't dig, even though it's an obvious answer to that, and that's what they probably should do. Have it so that the player character will refute, like, doesn't give them the opportunity to dig. So the idea of it being locked in a cage that is obviously just on a dirt ground that you could dig under and get the dog treats, but then you have to use the shovel to, like, do something else. I think that would be very funny. Personally, I think that's hilarious. The dig is one of my only pointy clickers I ever beat. In the dig, you don't get to use the shovel at all, do you? Isn't it just automatic? Doesn't it just happen? I like the dig too. It's one of my favorites of all time. But using a shovel for its intended purpose in an adventure game seems like sacrilege to me. I think it's hilarious if we don't allow the player to do it. But yeah, this is my plan to expand these three things. This part here is actually super complicated. Making a AI-driven stealth game in AGS. That will be a pain. There's also this part, which honestly that should be highlighted as well with a note. This is kind of insane. Making an arcade segment in the game where you have to play like an actual like game console. I'm just going to rearrange these lines so they don't overlap that box. There we go. Yeah. So this is a mini game. Well, I don't know what kind of mini game. A shmup, a beat 'em up, platformer, soccer barn, something. Probably something more action focused, I think, is a good idea to break up the gameplay a bit more. Stick to the novel. Nice. Honestly, don't remember. Mini DC loved it, but I am nervous if I go back, I'll get Uber stuck again. You should just play it. If you haven't played it since you were a kid, it'd be great. You probably have a good time. So there we are. That's where we're up to. I think those highlights of like these two in particular are pretty important notes. These expansion points are pretty important. So let's just dive in on this part here and think about rungs for a tree. So a treehouse ladder rungs. Maybe gathering 3 different items is a great way to do this. Say a skateboard. I think this is good. I think this is a good train of thought. Let's go down this train of thought for a second. Skateboard. Why did that one turn into a bullet point but the other one didn't? No idea. Whatever. I'll just use the bullet point button. There we go. Skateboard. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Great to have you here. I have anonymous follows on the channel. Feel free to jump in the chat and say hi or lurk away. Either way, I do appreciate the support. Dousing your kids in holy water to stop them from swearing. That's probably healthy. Yeah, that's probably a healthy thing to do. Definitely not weird at all. No problem. I think you'll be fine if you did that, being you. Okay, skateboard. Skateboard's a good one. Hockey stick. We still have a hockey stick technically from the window. If we don't break it, we use hockey stick maybe. That gives you two. I like it when items in adventure games have two uses. So hockey stick's a good idea. What else can we use? Maybe maybe when the llama pulls the door open for you, a piece of the door breaks off. Should we do 4 pieces or is 3 pieces enough? I think like each time you use an item on the ladder, it just like works. Should we make it so that there's like 5 options, but you only use 3 of them? So 5 option choice of like, you know, skateboard, hockey stick, door piece, fence paling, I don't know, something else, a toy of some kind. Yeah, something like that. Maybe. And I think like as you climb it, those things should break and like bend and like not look safe to climb back down. And once you're up there, you have to knock the rope ladder down. That was up there the whole time. It's always funny when like you have to do something, but then once you've done the thing, that's when you get access to the thing that you needed all along. That's funny as well. Like the I won't say it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's going to play Day of the Hamster. But yeah, someone keep an eye out for that joke in there too. Is it picket? Is that how you spell picket? I don't even know. Fence picket. Anyway, anything else that we could put in here? I'm trying to think of something. I don't know. Maybe 4 things is enough. You use 3 of the 4 things, or use all 4 of them, or something like that. That'll be fine. Everyone knows that holy water's safe, otherwise they wouldn't market it as holy. Yeah, exactly. A UPS tracking number? Did you mean to post that? Did you mean to post that, Proton? I can delete it if you want. I assume that's not something you wanted to post, Proton. Just a tracking number. Oh, so you bought one though? Awesome. I think you're going to enjoy the hell out of that. So yeah, this is a good idea. I like this idea. Let's make it work. So how will we gain access to... So let's just get this out of the way. When the this part happens, let's make a little note. Just a little note here. Part of the door breaks off. Wait. And then we kind of need like another branch out of this, I suppose. Why is there 2? Oh, I guess because it goes to both places. Okay, yeah, fine, I'll allow it. So this note, and then we're going to just say get door piece. I don't know what I'll call it, but yeah, wood from door. And then we'll just connect all that up. So that will go there, and then this part will go all the way over here. Okay. Oh, my phone just buzzed. Okay, so we've got that, and then we're going to actually have multiple parts that we want to do here. So once you are outside, that's when all this stuff can happen. So this is also one of these things that will just flow on from being able to be outside. I'm running out of space here, so I'm just going to rearrange. I'm just going to rearrange this a little bit, make it bigger. There's no reason it can't be bigger. And it might help just like find things a little bit easier. What is this object that's getting like massive selection? I'll do it this way. There you go. Cool. Well, that poor little note didn't come along with it. And also, squeaky toy. Let me just grab those. There we go. I actually think maybe this section... Whoops. Oh, I see what's happened. It's been like... It's thinking that I want to select the lines as well, where I only really care about the nodes. There you go. Alright. Just separate that out a little bit. It's kind of more Act 2 stuff here, actually. So if I might squish it right down to the Act 2 area. Bonus selection features, yeah. No idea how I want to align this. Maybe like that. That looks okay. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, this is like a lot more complex of a design that I'm going for, but I do want to break it into like this idea of a 3-act structure. I almost kind of even want to say, like, highlight that it's Act 3. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Sort of separate them that way. Just move all this up here. Give myself plenty of room to work with. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, if you hear any strange yelling, that's just my kids. It's getting messier, but we can rearrange stuff. There we go. My Chrome just crashed. So if my internet stopped working, let me know. Not that you would hear me if it did. I think it's fine. Refresh, it seems fine. Okay. So that's Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. A little bit more separated now, so I can actually, like, visualize that a little better. And now we want to bring down some bits and pieces. So now that we know, like, okay, this is, like, you're outside. I think this is, like, I think this is an important event. So I'm going to frame it. I'm just going to say Act 2. Or begin Act 2, maybe. And then I'll change it so that it's a different color. I think a nice color for act changes is, I don't know, purple. I don't want to think too hard about it, you know, but yeah, so this is supposed to be like act 2 here. Go outside, whatever. That way, maybe I can frame these as well, these acts. What's going on? What am I dragging? Act 1. Yeah. That'll do. I'm kind of wasting time at the moment, and I know it, but also sometimes wasting time's not such a bad thing. Damn it. So Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 separated visually a little bit better now. That'll help. Okay. Nice. So the delineation for Act 3 is this cutscene. Whereas this doesn't happen with a cutscene. I don't care if the player knows that they're in Act 1, 2, or 3. I just want to, like, break it down that way for myself. Oh, thank you for letting me know that the internet is still good. I appreciate it. Sorry, I was a bit slow on the reading the chat just then. Okay, like I said, we just need to expand this thing out now. So we've already put in that the door breaks and we get a door piece. These lines that are going around are getting very crowded, which is a bit of a problem, but I'm going to ignore that problem for now. It's always going to be a little messy when you try and like organize things in these sort of charts. And you can spend a long time doing what I'm doing, messing around, trying to straighten things out, and probably you shouldn't, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm gonna just move on to actually putting stuff in here. So, well, my suggestions were a skateboard, a hockey stick, and a door piece, and a fence picket. We'll use the hockey stick. We already have the hockey stick, so that's like already with us. So as we go through all this, the prerequisite for repairing the treehouse is to have all of those pieces. But the hockey stick sort of needs to come down. If we're going to draw it properly, it needs to come with us through this part, through this line. So we'll just draw, I think we do already have a line that goes to here, so we can just draw from there. Something like that. We'll just insert the piece that we needed. This wants to follow that line. And put the hockey stick in. Oh, what just happened? Where'd my piece go? It's like vanished. Okay, I'll just put this here. There we go. You can connect those two now. So get door piece and then use door piece as rung as well. Just to make that clear. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And then let's just do the skateboard one. I'm running out of space again. Classic. I hope I'm not email spamming you, Mike. Mike is in focus mode. Yeah, I am a little bit focused, actually. Don't worry about the spam, Pi. Not a problem. I appreciate your efforts. I'm just gonna grab everything. Hello? Okay. Cool, plenty of room to work with. Good. So we're gonna do another thing where we get skateboard. This will just be on the floor out here somewhere, or maybe we could put the skateboard in the house, actually, just for a bit of flavor. Get skateboard from, you know, family room or whatever it's called. Lounge room? Whatever it's called. Put that here. We can now connect that up this way. And then, oh boy, it's starting to get complicated, which is fine. What I'll do is I'll connect this to here for now. Well, I don't have a piece to use for it, but I'll just drag it all the way across here. We'll connect it up that way. There we go. I don't know what that just did. I tried to move something, it didn't quite work. Wait, what? Oh, you connect down there somehow. Oh, it's connecting it to this thing. I was so confused. Okay, whatever. Yeah. This will be, use skateboard as wrong. For some reason, rung is capitalized on all the other ones, so I'll just do it here too. Let's just move this over here. This one here. Grab this. Connect it up. Okay. So once you've got the hammer and nails, and you got all these things, then you can repair the treehouse. So you do that all in one thing, or we could break it up into like each individual thing. Once you have the hammer and nails, you can just like start nailing things to the tree individually, which might be more fun rather than just being like, I can't, you know, only letting the player do it once they have collected all 3 things. That could be more fun. So we want an animation here, a little mini cutscene of climbing a ladder. Let's see, how are we going to do this? I don't have enough space for it, horizontally speaking. Let's move this out of the way a little bit for now. Oh yeah, this is getting complicated. I like it when the lines are getting hard to arrange, because that means the puzzle's getting complicated enough. Here for focus mode, because it makes me getting focus mode. Oh, good, good. YouTube and Twitch are being a TWAT, yeah. I appreciate focus mode. That was me and DC Senior earlier today. Very nice. Very nice. That's awesome. Okay, so repair treehouse, get that thing. But as we repair the treehouse, we obviously have to climb the ladder. So I just want to put a cutscene in, like a little mini animation. Animate climbing ladder. I guess I'll say animation. I'll just say the word animation here. I want that to be yellow. And I want to say, maybe I can make it orange. It's like not a full cutscene, maybe. Although it is basically just animation, whatever. I'm getting overly concerned about how I'm laying out my design. I shouldn't care about that. It doesn't matter. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna say animate getting climbing ladder, exclaim, oh gosh, here's the ladder, and kick down rope ladder. Okay, so this needs a little bit more information to note. Let's make this a bit bigger. I don't know why it wants to resize the font sometimes. As climbing, each rung breaks / shifts, so it's obvious you can't get back that way. This obviously is an opportunity for another puzzle. If we choose to just not have the rope ladder be there, we could be like, okay, now you have to figure out a way to like abseil down, or you know, flying fox or something like that. Some other way of getting down. But this is just a funny little piece. So we can animate climbing the ladder, get in the T-Rex thing. Oh gosh, there's the ladder, kick it down, and then you can climb down the ladder again, and you're fine. That could be fine. So, yeah. This is like almost more of a note than an animation, but I'll just attach it like right here. This is fine. It doesn't even really need to be connected to this. I guess it can be connected. We can just do that and get rid of the other line. That's healthy, right? That looks fine. Cool. This is like way nicer. The complexity here is way nicer. There's still not enough, I feel. It's going from here to here. So maybe that's what we'll look at for the gaming handheld device. But I'm kind of getting bored of doing the design side of things. So maybe we'll break it up and do something else for a little bit. You know what I want to do is just change the color of these. Maybe maybe there's a better color we could use for this stuff. I don't know. Red? Ugh, that's horrible. How do these color choices like affect? How come that one looks cool, but when I use the custom one, it looks bad? Don't know. I'm already using all of the cool colors. I guess we'll just stick with the ones we had. So yeah, Act 3, very, very, very simple. Act 2, quite nice and complex. We'll get more complicated with this expansion. And Act 1, I think, is pretty much done. And also nicely complicated. So that's good. Yeah. So I want, as much as possible, to have things that are done in Act 1. Some of them will bleed through to Act 2 and Act 3, but I don't want too many things bleeding across acts, unless it's just like an item you're carrying with you in your inventory. Like we have a few things now coming from Act 1 into Act 2. Going into Act 3, I only really want a handful of stuff to carry through, like I said, the squeaky toy and stuff like that. This one really should be more cerebral in terms of like the puzzle solution of the stealth section. And then the convincing the sleeping guard to share the secret to the code to get out of there. So I don't mind that this one's linear, and it may in fact stay this linear the whole time. So the challenge changes a little bit for Act 3 from interdependencies and like complexities of puzzle flow. To something that's more focusing on like the action or the interactions of like gameplay mechanics, like real-time gameplay mechanics, being more interesting, and then the dialogue puzzle, which I did want the dialogue puzzles to kind of be the star of the show for this one. That's what I kind of wanted to focus on, is like I want to put voice acting in, and I want to have dialogue puzzles. Those are my goals for this. I want to have like the character's mouth animate, interacting with other characters, and focus a little bit more on the animation. I did a little bit of animation in the last one. I want more animation in this one. So, yeah. I don't know why I keep talking about it. I got a lot of work to do. I should be working. Should be focusing on the work side of things. Not that this isn't work. But yeah. I think we can delete this expansion. I think we did it. So we'll expand this later on. We'll expand that later on. What did I say here? Make this some kind of puzzle involving distracting. Yeah. This is like a whole little... We just need like a puzzle or two in here. There doesn't need to be two. Like I think this puzzle here is really adventure gamey puzzle right here. And this will be as well. But then we need to get into the... excuse me. I need some water. Yeah, then we need to get into the stealth puzzle, which is going to be complicated, and I think people will find that challenging and fun and interesting too. Hopefully that'll be interesting to look at, and so like grab your interest, even if you're not like the kind of person who would normally play a stealth action game. Having a stealth action game in the middle of your graphic adventure could be really eye-opening to some people and fun. Yeah, good. I'm really liking this design. It's feeling a lot better now. Much more organized than this design. I think if we squished this design down, it's probably like Act 1 and 2 of this complexity. So I am overcomplicating again. I accidentally have... This is first game here. This is second game. And this is third game. And third game is... It seems like I can't help myself but make things more complex when I go from game to game. But I feel like I owe it to people who are playing the games to like step it up each time. And I owe it to myself too, because I want it to be interesting to work on and interesting to play. So with all that being said, we can definitely mark this as having been expanded. Puzzle for getting Game Boy, like I said, we'll expand that another time. I'll put that on to day 10 right now. We don't have to get everything designed on day 1 or day whatever we're on. As long as we gradually make progress on the design, I think that'll be feeling quite comfortable. So puzzle, yeah, let's just copy this text. And we'll uncheck that. There we go. And we want to do... So why did I say that today I would think about design for arcade minigame section? I don't want to think about that today. I want to move that to day 10 or 11 or whatever, whenever we actually do it. Character design ideas I don't want to work on today. So I think we're going to go, like, weirdly, I think we're actually going to go do some more art. I'll load up the game and just see if there's anything we can do in engine now. But I don't think there really is. I'll load it up. We'll have a look. Where are we? Yeah, so looking at... I mean, I don't have a character design to work on yet, so we just got our characters will stay as is. Actually, there is something, if I want busy work, there is something I can do, which is to bring this, because I took this from an earlier snapshot, and there's stuff that I evolved in Day of the Hamster that's not in this, like picking up stuff and getting a sound effect and a few other like basic things. There's some basic changes that I made that I might want to make here. I won't do it right now. Maybe that's something I can do offline, just bring this up to speed a little bit with the where we left Day of the Hamster. But yeah, let's look at room. Hey Zai, how are you doing today? Welcome. So yeah, we have our bone to pick poster, and we have our skull in space poster. We have our weird worm poster. We have our lava lamp, our tape deck, audio system, dresser, and pirate flag. We have all these items on the scene. Not to mention the UFO and spaceship and whatnot. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here that we could like add hotspots for and interactions for if we felt like doing some busy work. Literally just woke up. Well, good morning. Good morning. Yep, that is the inspiration, BNU. That's the inspiration for the worm guy on the wall. Sorry, I'm just stretching this shoulder because it's not happy today. Just not happy today. We could also work on our little robot design. Try and improve the little robot design a little bit more, because it's not great. I feel like it's really missing a lot of opportunity to be cool. Yeah. I wonder if we should just start working on another background though. Since this one's come along as far as it has, there's more to do. There is more to do. But I feel like maybe we could focus on a different background. Let's take a look at the downstairs background that I sketched up and see how that looks. I guess that is lounge. Oh, you know what I should do is plug in the tablet and then load up this program, because it doesn't recognize it when I plug it in. It doesn't realize that it's got touch sensitive controls and such. Pressure sensitive controls, I meant to say. How many people in the chat right now have been working on their own games recently? Or have ideas to work on their own games? Broody, you do? Nice. What's your game like or about? I know you do a Maple Mystery as well. I actually got an email today. Ooh, Tawe, that's exciting. That's exciting. And your idea was puzzly, right? You have ideas, but you're always busy. I know the feeling. Yeah. The trick is to just make yourself more busy. Just burn the candle at both ends. It's fine. Resurrecting a very ancient, half-lost game. Yeah, that's right. You were talking about that. Was that yesterday? Feels like yesterday. It was yesterday, I'm pretty sure. It was yesterday for me. Been making a tile map editor, but I end up having to make my own rendering engine first. I got so tired of Raylib's render targets being upside down. Oh, really? Is that like not just a setting you can like change? I also got annoyed with that actually. I remember getting annoyed with that too. And Julia obviously working on a Maple Mystery. Nancy Maple. Crimson Diamond. Which is out like in less than a month now? No, over a month. It's out next month. It's next month, right? Officially. Next month. Yeah. August. That's the date. Yeah. August. Later half of August. Oops, that's the wrong button. Stoked for Crimson Diamond? Yeah, I think we all are. Everybody's hyped for it. Where is my glove? Where's my stupid glove? Oh, there it is. What time is it? Okay, 2:55. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. This is like such a weird phase of the project where it's like I don't have all the backgrounds rendered up to the point where I'm happy to like just drop them in the engine and start building. But I probably like the last two games I did MS Paint background art and just went like just throw stuff in and we'll just like work it out. And this time I'm like I want to do more polished background art for some reason. Maybe maybe part of me thinks it'll save time doing polished art first. But I don't think it will. And if anything, it could lose time. Because if I'm like, oh, wait, I need to change something. Like, oh, the perspective's not going to work. Like, redrawing an entire room would be such a motivation killer. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. No, that's awesome. There's a lot of people in the chat who are doing some stuff. I would like to hear what you're working on. If you're working on something, like what kind of stuff. Starford are always busy. You can always just try and do something small, like a small scale thing. Like chess, but it's only a 5x5 grid instead of a 8x8. On Rails Metroidvania. Oh, okay, interesting. On rails, but it's a Metroidvania. That's an interesting idea. Can you define what you mean by on rails? Because, like, in my mind, there's like 3 or 4 different ways you could go with that. That sounds interesting. Side scroller, but follows a spline. Right. And you can change paths. Oh, so it's like the abilities that you unlock as you go will change where you can move, kind of thing, on the path, like changing to a different path kind of in a different way or whatever. So you're not like, when you say it's on rails, like it's auto scrolling, you don't interact with like the left and right movement as much as you do like which ability to use. Is that what you mean? Because that, like, in my mind, on rails means you're like not really controlling the character as much as you're controlling like effects and events. Would that be right, or am I like way off? Oh, it's opened on the other screen. Of course it has. As always. So this was the idea I had for the background for this area. And I think this encompasses everything I need to encompass, but it also... I want to bring back in the idea that I was looking at with the last game. I mean, last scene. Where, like, if you split the screen in half, you want the character to be 1/3 of the screen space used for them, but like not perfectly centered. You want to be like a little bit off, something like that. So like the areas that you should be able to move is like within these spaces, maybe even a little bit tighter at the top there. Yeah. Video that shows what I'm trying to do. Okay. Yeah, I'll have a quick look. Sounds cool. The reason that I'm thinking about this part of the shape of the room, because when I redraw this, I want to make sure that the parts where the player can move within... Oh, I just realized you can't see what I'm doing. That's so silly. My mouse cursor. There we go. So I was just drawing this bit up. The reason I'm thinking about this space here... all of this space is where the player should be able to walk around fairly comfortably, given like a pretty typical perspective. Even going this far back is probably too far, but I think it's acceptable for a scene like this big. But yeah, constricting the player movement to that plane, that should be fairly comfortable. But like there are bits here where, like in this design, where the stairs that you want the player to be able to go up and down, it's kind of like well, that breaks the rule, right? Because they need to be able to get in this area. So I might need to rearrange things a little bit for that. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about. But otherwise this scene's not too bad. Like, I like the idea that the aunt is sitting on the couch here, and you can see all of the kitchen, the back door, and the chores chart. It's all like every element that I need to be visible is visible, and like I could easily put a skateboard on the ground over here or next to the couch or something. So I think all the elements will be there then. Already hit the YouTube upload limit. Oh my gosh! Wow. Plot twist. The game world also rides on a perpetually moving train. Isn't that the plot of Snowpiercer? Load up this YouTube video. Where's my mouse gone? Yeah, okay. So it's running to the left. Okay. I get you. I get what you mean now. That's what you mean by on rails. So changing the path that way. So it's not like freedom of movement in any axis. It's still like left to right scrolling. But along a spline that you define like where you want the character to move.
You may have used the new input system before.
Oh, this is a 24-minute video. But I think I get what you mean. That's pretty cool. Wait, is this a different video? It's a whole different video. This is a 46-minute video. Okay, a 46-second video, I mean. Yeah, I get what you mean now. Sorry, it was confusing because I didn't get that it was a 3D environment. I didn't get that it was a 3D environment that you're talking about. I was like trying to put it together in my brain, like, okay, 2D, side-scrolling, but no, you meant 3D world, where you've got like different paths throughout the world that you can choose to go down. That makes sense. I get it now. Hey there, Cuning Stan. Great to see you. How are you today? Not sure how I should best describe it. Yeah, it's, I guess, like... Yeah, saying 3D side-scrolling also doesn't describe it well. The Rails part does describe it, but it's... I don't know if there's a better way of a better way to do it now. I would want to think about that, because communicating that is pretty important to getting the idea across, I think. Who slurped? Who was slurping over there? Somebody slurped. It was Damn It Baines again. Doing okay so far? Just woke up? That's good. Hey, waking up's the start of many good days. Sleeping in is also a good start to some days, so. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. I want to think about other rooms in games like Day of the Tentacle, 7 Max, that might have dimensions like this, and I'm trying to think of some. I can't think of any right now. I think 7 Max's office is maybe a contender for this sort of thing. There's also the what's the name? The bad guy's house has some like museum like areas that might be a good idea to look at for visualizing this sort of concept. There's also, I guess, the foyer in Day of the Tentacle, and maybe the basement, maybe the backyard, maybe the yard. Working today, then dialysis afterwards, so I don't have great expectations today. Yeah, it's one of those days. It's a filler day. Good luck with the work. Maybe you'll find something exciting and interesting to sink your teeth into today. You never know. For some reason, your background with the ship reminds me of The Longest Journey. Oh yeah, that one. The Longest Journey, quite an interesting game. It's very long, believe it or not. Yeah, moving through an environment on a node-based path as a side-scroller. Interesting idea. 3D environment with fixed paths. I think the part where I got misled as well, Broody, was probably the on rails part, because on rails has like very strong connotations and in design for video games, like rail shooter and stuff like that. So I'd say like remove that from the language that you use to describe it and probably put something like, think of a different way to say it, basically. Yeah. Here's why I have a full English breakfast on a work/dialysis day. It gives me positive reason to get out of bed. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Good way to start the day then. Hey there, Duck Admirer. How are you today? Welcome. Alright, I have to think about this background. Because that's what I've said that I wanted to do. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't really want to do this. So maybe I'm just being lazy today. It's alright. You can be lazy and still be productive. You just do it and just don't, you just half-ass it and then it's fine. I think I will look at some references, like I said just now. I want to pull up some images of Sam and Max Hit the Road and Day of the Tentacle and stuff, just to get some ideas out of like how they treat areas like that with like multi-layered sections. There's another one, there's the golf course in Sam and Max, I think, as well as another maybe interesting one to look at. Sam and Max Hit the Road Golf. Sam and Max Hit the Road hasn't had a remaster yet, has it? Why, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Hello there, Lepepe Lepe. How are you today? I wish these screens were higher resolution. So here's something which has like a foreground element. The character walks off of this part and they, I believe, if I remember right, disappear at some point. And then they end up like down at the range, or maybe it just transitions before you have to see them walking into the distance. I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah. Interesting character designs in this game too. All right, I want to look at... Oh, here's another one. This is Bumperville, or whatever it's called. Bumpersville. That's it. I'm just trying to remember like some of the other locations that might be interesting to think of, layouts and depth and stuff like that. Here's another area that's interesting. Yeah, I don't think too many of these places are that complex in terms of like the way they manage depth. Here's the office. That was one I was thinking of. Are you working full-time on your game? No. Kind of. At the moment, I'm starting a new contract in a couple of weeks, so right now I don't have any work. So technically, I should be working full-time on my game, but I haven't been. I've been accidentally sleeping in and not working, so my kids are off school at the moment as well, which means they want to spend some time with me as well. So I have to balance a bit with that. But ideally, I would be working like a bit earlier in the morning and working like a full day. So I should be full-time right now, but I'm not. So yeah, this is a less interesting screen for what I was like thinking about. The office though is one that I think fits. Because it does have some depth to it. And I think these characters, they're fine in this space to walk back and forward and not feel too out of place. But if you took like Sam and put his height here, he'd be extremely tall, right? Like his hat would be like up here somewhere. Yeah, like he'd be really tall. His hat would be like at the roof, and Max wouldn't be much better, honestly. Like his ears would be up here somewhere. I don't know how they deal with that. I think I might need to load it up and have a look. Kids want to spend time with their parents these days. How odd. Yeah, how weird is that? I might actually take a minute just to take a quick break before I jump into drawing something. But before we do that, let's look at Snocky's interior. That was an accident. I didn't want to go to the website. I just wanted to look at the image. Maybe this Snocky's is better on to look at. I don't know. I'm also noticing something that I think I didn't really think of before. But I've kind of cribbed the idea by accident. I didn't even think about it. Yeah.
They're lockers!
Oh boy. Lockers? Was that Damn It Baines again? Twas. Yeah, looking at the way the inventory works in Sam and Max Hit the Road. This is a conversation, actually. This is a conversation dialogue thing. I forgot they did that with dialogue options. That's interesting. But yeah, like this is the inventory button. Did I already open this on a new tab? I did. This is the inventory button here. And it's a box, and it's just like a little box. And when you click on it, it expands out and you can see all of the inventory items. I did the same thing, and I didn't even think about it. They've done it in the bottom left, I did it top right, but otherwise it's a very similar idea. I think it's a good innovation, and that's why I did it. I think this is a good way to deal with that. Man, I really love the lighting in this room. It's a very good room. Yeah, once again, looking at this room for how they handled depth and stuff. And lighting. Cool. Got a fact and a joke for you. The quickest way for a dad to get a child's attention is to sit down and look comfortable. Yeah. My son, for the last 3 days, whenever I sit down to do something, like sitting down to stream or do something else, he's come in like, Dad, can we do this? I'm like, dude, you should have asked me like 2 hours ago. I was doing nothing, and now I'm about to do something. Yeah, it's true. It's the truth. All right, I got a few references anyway. I'm going to be right back. I just need to go use the bathroom, and I think I'm going to get a fresh cup of tea, because the coffee is fine, but I need some tea, I think. I'll be right back. I won't be very long at all. I'll change the time on the BRB scene to be a bit more realistic. Let's see now. Why is it always so hard to find this freaking piece of text? There it is. Okay, yeah, it should be like more like, 5 to 10 minutes, I think. 5 to 15 I'll put. Whoops, that's not the one. There we go. All right, yeah, I'll be right back, everybody. Thank you for your patience, and thanks for hanging out with me. Hello, I'm back. Let's go here. And then get rid of all these references, the visual references here. And we'll put them, I'll put them up on another screen here, so I can look at them. I gotta come up with something that I'll be happy with here. It is tricky. It's still tricky. I think what we could probably do is, instead of having the wall being like this kind of thing, instead of having that kind of angle to it, if we put the back wall like this and just like project this way, we can still have this wall here and it can be straighter, you know. And we can even bring in the roof line, can be sort of like visualized a little bit here too, something like that. So we can still have this element of like the chores chart being like here, and the counter can still be on screen. The stairway we can probably even have the stairway here. And that gives us like this this idea of like the main focal point of the room being sort of like in that square. We have some point of interest sort of on this side, and this like piece of information on this side. This being informational is like interesting. Now we can put like, you know, picture frames on the wall and like the rails going up, and we can still have the piece of rope that's tied on. So that gives us a little bit of space to play with, some visual interest, where all of the noise and stuff is still going to be back here with like the couch kind of going off to the side there with the person on it. And they will still look like they're looking like their eye line is going to be off to the wall. Man, there's a lot of lines on the screen right now. This is a mess, but I think it visually, just straightening the room out a little bit will help a lot. Also, I should put my glove back on. The cheated with Sam and Max though. Oh, they cheated with Sam and Max though. They had paid colorist for backgrounds, and the main artist was lazy and only did the line art. I mean, you could say that. If you wanted. Is that cheating? It's funny how in the Sam Max background, some of the elements look very obviously like they've gone over it with pixel art, and then other parts of it, they're very obviously still just scanned artifacts in them. And it's like, I wonder how they make the choice of like, oh, this needs to be more detailed. Like, I guess like same reason I do it. Like when I go in and like make it so you can read bone to pick in the poster, like making that more readable is probably something. But there's other things that I notice in like Sam and Max elements that look like they spend some time on trying to pixel it up. And maybe that's because like they're interactable and I've forgotten, like the dartboard in the office, for example, which I'm looking at right now. I'll drag it onto screen. The dartboard in the office, some of these elements look very much like something you can play with. Maybe that's because you can actually interact with it and throw darts at the dartboard again or something like that. I don't know. But like the lamp, looks like they've gone over that with a bit of pixel art. Not all of it, but parts of it do look like it. This part of the door frame right here, or whatever this is. Oh, you know what? That's probably because you can interact with this door, right? I suspect that's part of what it is. But only like some parts. Like some parts are very clearly still just part of the scanned artifacts. So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, definitely they've gone in with like facial details and tried to clean those up. Like points of interest that like the human focus is drawn to seem to be cleaned up, but other parts are not so much. As someone who has 2 color comics now and then, definitely. I mean, like, you know, having multi-person team is a good thing if you can afford it. I can't. Most people can't, who are working on their own games and stuff. So you got to work from somewhere, right? Once again, I do want to think about where the floor is, where the character is, and where they can walk. And so this is limiting it to not deep enough, but maybe if I push some of these elements forward a little bit and have some foreground elements. I think this is like much more easy to compress down visually. I'm signaling with my hands on the lower screen if you can see that, but like I could take this and squash it down a little bit more, move it up a little bit more, anything I need to do to like make sure that the character's floor positions don't change too much in terms of depth. There's no reason to go into the kitchen that I remember at the moment. So having those visual elements be there is nice, but then unnecessary. So I can always cut those and like rearrange things so like those things are off screen or whatever as well if I need to. But having a window into the backyard and a doorway into the backyard that's on screen is good, I think. So this will hopefully work for that. We're gonna have to do some storyboarding for those animation cutscenes as well. We need to remember that. Man, this is a pretty big game. I'm starting to realize how big it is. I think I might have bitten off more than I can chew. I might need to get some help. We'll see. For the Director's Cut Special Edition, you can add a red herring task for going into the kitchen and making a sandwich. It's a great idea. I love it. Yeah. I may need to get some help if I'm going to make this game happen. We'll just make it happen anyway. How about that? If you bite off more than you can chew, all you have to do is chew. And then eventually it'll become manageable, right? Healthy idea. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this background that I had originally. There's too much noise. And yeah, okay. All right, let's start putting in some lines. I've kind of forgotten how this works. All right. We need a color scheme for the room too. Let's just color scheme a little bit here. Something like that. Maybe for the bench top. Maybe like a blue bench top. We did blue bench tops in something else, didn't we? I feel like we did. Day of the Sandwich, maybe? What about just boring, like, beige bench top? Everything's so beige in this already. Maybe not. I think beige might be the right idea, actually. Have that in there. And then we want to have excuse me. About your Sam and Max question, I believe that most of the items have been noticeably cleaned up in the backgrounds, are often involved in some animation, like windows in the office. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, the things that are more noticeably cleaned up are things that are interacted with, or that the player, like, they want the player to notice is like a word or something like that. Like words or faces, or like you said, interacted items, those ones. It makes sense to clean those up, in my mind. Hmm. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just wasting time. This is not important. I'm just trying to get the rough color scheme down. How would I treat this area? I feel like this comes too far to the side now. This part here. I want to cut that off, maybe. Any feedback from the company that licensed first? No, I didn't reach out to them. Ayush, good to see you. Sorry. When you bought this tablet, wow, sofa looking nice. Oh, thanks. It's very sketchy at the moment. I'm just trying to get the colors down. The colors and the layout sort of shaped out a little bit more. I've had this tablet since before this year. I bought it intending to do more drawing with it, and I just didn't for a long time. I basically started using it this year, Ayush. Sorry it took me so long to answer you. I'm a bit slow on the uptake today. I'm thinking like this is like you know, this sort of thing. Wooden paneling on the walls. Gosh, I can't seem to... I can clean up these strokes later, so I don't really care about them. Also, I think half of them are not going to be visible. So... Something like that, maybe. This will work. I think we can make this work. I think it's a little too straight. A little bit too front on. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I just do. Fire broadside, good to see you. Stop making drawing look so easy, god damn it. This is horrible, I hate it. I was thinking about deleting it and starting again. But thank you. Go rough him up. Oh man. I forget, Fire Broadside. Are you taller than me? You're pretty tall, right? Good, just doing a bit of lurk while I work. Ah, perfect. Good way to work. Get a little lurk in. I don't think I am. I think you're taller than me, or we're about the same. Right, okay, yeah. I was just trying to remember how intimidating it would be. I think it would be pretty intimidating if you came to rough me up. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Hello there, Exile. How are you today? With extra 5 centimeters from my wrestling boots. Oh! Yeah, you would be taller than me. Wow, Pi, you're freaking tall, dude. 1 meter 89 centimeters. I'm 181-ish. I'm probably a bit shorter than 181 now. Good, good. Watching Twitch while waiting for the pipelines. Oh, the pipelines, eh? What kind of pipelines? I wonder if I got wrestling boots, maybe then we could, maybe then I could compete. I hate this so much. It's so bad. I hate it. I hate everything about it, what I'm looking at right now. I need to, like, just redo it. It's not a good idea. This is not a good perspective. I thought if I took this perspective, it would be easier to work on, but I think it's just made it worse. You're 1.99 meters, Exile? Holy moly, that's tall. Deceptively not tall. Most people forget my tag team partner is about 10 to 15 centimeters taller than me, probably because he's a rake and I'm not. Right. What about it is worse? It's just the everything. I think the composition's not very good. I thought it would be. I thought it would be alright as a composition. I think what it might need is just a little bit more going on. Maybe if I maybe if I put in like a wall in here somewhere, maybe not quite there, but like something like this just to break it up a bit and define a little bit more shape here for like these cornice pieces. Seeing a bit more shape coming out of those would be interesting. We'd also get like a bit more perspective added to it. And I think the kitchen itself, probably we want to just bring some perspective back into it as well. That might help with composition a bit. But it doesn't, this whole area makes no sense now. Like I feel there needs to be something here, but I don't know what. Like I could put a fridge here or something, right? We could put a fridge. Maybe. A fridge. A window. Like we'd have the window frame coming in here, maybe. Something like that. Maybe make that a different color wall. Like maybe something in the blue tone here. Maybe that would help. Just adding some more perspective, maybe we can work with it. What's the goal for the room? Just to have a room with, so gameplay elements that are going to be in this area. We're going to have on this wall, there will be a chart of chores. And it'll have like 2 different names. And like check marks next to them. Or underneath them, I guess. And one of them will have all the check marks checked, and the other one won't have any checked. And the objective is to switch the names. But your aunt is sitting on the couch watching TV, which is on the back of this wall. And there will also be a rope sort of like tied to the banister, which is holding the upstairs, the door locked that you had to climb out of in the previous room. And so you'll want to take this rope, you want to figure out how to switch those, and you want to like distract your aunt while you're switching them, because otherwise your aunt will see you switching them and like tell you that you're not allowed to. That's the gameplay elements. So once you remove this rope, you'll be able to return to your room, which is upstairs. I also want the place to just feel like a Sam and Max or a Day of the Tentacle style place, and I don't know if it does feel that way. Like, I think they just play with depth in a different way than what I'm doing here. I did notice that, like, this sort of layout, right, which is sort of what I'm looking at the moment. Stuckies. It's interesting, I guess. It's pretty plain. What else is there? So this is just an interesting way of just dealing with it, the space. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm overthinking a little bit. Like, as I go and add a little bit more texture and detail to the environment, maybe it'll start to feel a little bit more right. Man, I love this room. Such a nice looking room. Oof. I think I need to just work on the color choices a lot more as well. That might help. Also, just like actually cleaning up the art and drawing something properly. But maybe this will do for like the layout. Maybe I can make this layout work. I feel like that window looks so silly, and it probably should be a wider window. Like that wide, maybe. Maybe I could put something like a sink or something there to make the kitchen feel a bit more kitcheny, and some like closet, like, what do you call them? Cabinets there, maybe. Something like that. Something to just fill this in a little bit more, maybe. I don't know. Looks like something from Nickelodeon. This space, yeah, it's not really what I was going for. You can add spotlight or two just above the chores board to add more to the walls. Yeah. We could totally do like lighting effects and stuff in the area to help with that. And yeah, like having like an actual lamp or something sitting here with the light sort of like really obviously highlighting it, and then the rest of it can be darker. Yeah, and like I said, we can have like some photos or family photos or something on the wall here to help feel like that's got something going on. I just think it's too, I feel like it's too straight on. I don't love the angles. Like, if I was gonna fix this, I might just skew it a tiny bit more the way I had in the original sketch, so where this corner is like in the perspective is just a little bit tighter, like just a tiny bit. So like this section here is taller than this section here by a decent amount, right? Something like that. Just to help like give the space a little bit more dimensionality, and also just like that means that I can put everything on this wall on a little bit more perspective. Drawing it straight on just feels like very flat. It's like drawing the door straight on feels super flat, but if it was on a bit of an angle, you know, then you get to play with like the door handle can be sort of like a bit over the thing, and like you can get a bit more like fiddle with the shadows a little bit more on it. That's probably what I'll do. Let's see. Is there like a transform that's like more of a mesh transform option? Also means we can like get a bit more of a profile onto the chair as well, the couch. Maybe, okay, or make the opening bit more archy, like this part more of an arch. Yeah. So like, I don't know if that adding a more of an arch to that's going to solve any problems with the perspective though. Which is kind of what I want to tackle. I think if I just take everything, just redraw the whole room with like a slightly different angle would do better than trying to fix it, I think. So yeah, we'll just have to do that. We'll just have to redraw it. I just want to go back and like look at the original layout that we had. It's like that's the original layout, which doesn't not make sense, right? Like this wall winds up with the counter almost, and it gives a lot more like of an isometric perspective into the room, which I don't think I want to do an isometric. I think maybe just slightly off straight on is best. If I could just do slightly off straight on, that'd be probably an improvement. What if we look at the other room as well? The other room that we actually completed drawing. Where's that gone? Yeah, so this is like not isometric perspective into the room. The back wall is like a little bit more what we're looking at. But I think like visually it's like laid out a lot better. I don't want to do this exact angle. And I do want it to look more like you're like looking down in like through into a scene through the archway. So I think I'm on the right track. I'm just a little bit off on the perspective that I want to go for. Hello? Hello? What's going on? Oh. Those are the wrong 2 layers. Yeah. So this perspective is like too straight. And like I said, just rotating it a little bit. Changing the perspective to look into the room a little bit more would help a lot. So I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Big 8-0? Who's the big 8-0 Atreides? Big 80? The big Atreides. Looks so funny when it's zoomed in because like you can see how much I didn't care about some of those brush strokes. Once it gets pixelated and stuff, I can go in and clean up some stuff and it doesn't, you would never know. I'm about ready to just give up and close everything for the day, which is like a good sign. I'll save it so I don't delete it. I was tempted to delete it, but I won't. I'll leave it. What if we try and do something else? So we're not wasting time not getting anything that I'm happy with. What else can we do? I mean, look, I'll write. We've been productive. Background for lounge. Sketching. We'll call it sketching. That way I don't have to feel like I'm wasting time. I think we're on the right track. I think the colors are probably okay to work from. Some of the design ideas are nice. I just need to get a bit of a perspective on it, and in both like my mental viewpoint as well as the visual viewpoint. I think the perspective is not what I want, so I need to change that perspective up a little bit, fiddle with it a bit more. What else can I squeeze out today? I don't think I can squeeze much else out. I don't know. I got no idea, man. One of those days today, apparently. I felt very confident when I started today that I was going to get something cool done, but I haven't done anything cool today. A little bit of design work was good, though. The design work we did was good. Can't complain about that too much. not picking up the pressure sensitivity for some reason. Okay, it is. It's just... Alright. Take a nap or a beer or both. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't have a character design to even think about right now, so like even if I try and do something productive like draw a character, they're just gonna look dumb because I haven't got anything in my mind. There you go. There's my character. I think I will. I think I'll call it. I think I'll call it a day. Apparently, I'm not feeling it today. It's annoying because I want it to be productive. I should be. I mean, look, I shouldn't shoot myself down. We did do some good stuff today, and I got an idea. I got an idea for how to deal with that room now. So it's just a matter of like drawing it good now. So good sketch. We can work from that. I think the problems with the elements in this right now are the background elements. I don't know what to do. I guess like kitchen stuff. It's just kitchen stuff we need to put in there. So we put a fridge in, put a sink with a window above it, and we'll play with like the shading as well a bit, I think, in this one. So we'll get some like depth in the lighting. And foreground elements, I think will be fine. We'll just shift everything to be on like just a little bit of an angle like that instead of being on more of a straight on view. And that should fix basically all of the problems I have with it. I reckon. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll do that next time. Thank you. Don't beat yourself down. You made progress. Yeah, we made progress. I should play a game. Don't know what to play, though. I made that cup of tea ages ago, and I barely touched it. That was the problem. Not touching my tea. If I'd had some tea, I would have been amped up and done a better job of my drawing. I think I should just do more. I think I'll do more sketches before I commit to trying to color everything. But I really didn't know what to do with this room, so like color scheming it probably was helpful. I think the green tile floor will be interesting when it's rendered nicely as well. Like when it's got some like shading and some grime and other stuff, I think the green tiled floor will feel very like you know, like an 80s or 90s linoleum floor. Probably not 90s, more of an 80s or 70s lino floor. Will look pretty good with the green. The couch I think will be fine. I can make the couch look better by actually spending some time on it, not just sketching it. But yeah, I think the rest of the room will probably come together once. I do like the idea of the wooden paneling on the walls. I like that look. I think that'll be good. And there's actually we were looking at I think it must have been in my brain. In one of these images, there's wooden paneling on the walls. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so I can use this as a good reference as well for like the cornice pieces and just the ideas. of like making that look interesting. Gee, these walls look thick. Yeah, and I think just more paraphernalia around the place will help too. It's like throw a shelf or two in with some stuff on it. That will help, I reckon. I like this typewriter in the foreground here. This foreground's interesting because it doesn't just do pure like silhouettes. It's actually got like the edge highlighting on a lot of stuff. So it gives you a bit more of a hint as to what the stuff is in the foreground. I don't know if that's typical. Maybe it's typical in Sam and Max that they do that, actually. I've been tempted to do that in some of the foreground elements I've done. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty typical, even here. But that... Yeah. Seems very typical in this game. In Day of the Tentacle, I think that was less done. I think they tend to not have silhouettes with highlights. I think Day of the Tentacle was more just solid silhouettes. You like the couch colors? Yeah, I was mainly trying to go for the colors there anyway, so I shouldn't beat myself up about it. I was just trying to explore some colors and general ideas, so it's not a waste. It's definitely valuable time spent. Yeah, not a waste. Cool. So I want to do some more with the puzzle design tomorrow, which I pretty much already said what I want to do tomorrow. I think we'll just keep doing some more we'll work on that background some more. I would like to like get that nailed down. Put that here. Weird. Okay. Yeah, we'll nail that background down. At least in like the rough shape. Maybe I'll just work with line work. We'll just do line work. And now that I've got color ideas, we can come back to color later on. I also want things about Sam and Max's color palette is those beige tones, the beiges and the browns. It's interesting. I might refer to that a little bit more for this next one. Foreground elements in this sketch that we'll do too, like there's not too much needed, so I don't know. We'll see what that looks like. I'm just gonna call this review. I'll just say we did some review and research, just so I've got one more thing to check off on the boxes for today. That'll feel nice to get some 3 check marks instead of just, I mean, sorry, 4 check marks instead of just 2. 2 or 3, whatever. But yeah, tomorrow, more focus on the puzzle design, back to finishing up some more sketching on the background for that room, thinking about design for the arcade mission. I don't think that's going to happen. Continue fiddling with character design ideas. I might do some of that offline, get some sketches down, and then I can at least have some sketches we can like go through. See if I can find some time to do that between today and tomorrow's session. Probably won't. But that's fine. Okay. I'm gonna close Krita. I really like Krita. It's very good. It's very good. I like it a lot. Okay. You got everything else open? Anything else open? No. Cool. Just unplug that. It'll probably freeze up the stream for a second while it handles USB changes. I feel okay about today. It's not a bad day. And it's only like half a day as well, so it's not like I should expect too much from myself on a day like today. Still, day 10, and we've like barely got anything in the engine yet. I need to start thinking about that. And also like all the animation and stuff like that we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to start storyboarding some of those animations soon. So at least I know like what shots to take. I got some stuff in my mind, like what I want to see. So we should be okay, but yeah. Yeah, we'll be okay. There's plenty of stuff to do. I got some of the shots in my mind anyway, some of them not so much. Like going back to the design here for cutscenes, let's just review them real quick before I start. So the wake up from nap in bedroom, I don't know, that's not really a cutscene. I don't want to do an alarm. Should I do another alarm? I've had an alarm at the start of every game. Maybe I should have an alarm at the start of this one too. But it's waking up an alarm again, which is like repeating yourself, and I don't like that. Maybe it won't be waking up for a nap. Maybe there'll be some other... We'll do something else. I'll come up with a better idea for that. I think I just said wake up from a nap because like Atreides or someone else said you should do... They have to be waking up from a nap. And so I just did it. But I think I'll change that to... It just starts with them like trying to leave the room and realizing they're locked in. It's a simple one. Clip Studio Paint is fantastic as well. It has purchase options, so it isn't free, but its tools are fantastic. I'll try it out sometime. I'm pretty happy with Krita. No, player is trapped in bedroom because sibling tied rope to bedroom door and stairs, so it's not possible to open, which is fine. That's just a note for me. Okay, cutscene 1. Tie rope to bed and throw out window, climb out window, get caught. So this is like a whole, like, there's like... basically just an animation inside the room that we've already drawn, the one we kind of like got close to final, tying all the things to the bed, throwing it out the window. So that should be fairly easy to animate. Actually climbing out the window, we could probably just do like 1 or 2 frames of like the climbing motion without actually going through the window. Then we cut to the outside where they're already starting to descend the rope, and that could just be a sliding down the rope. They don't have to actually like wriggle too much. We should be able to animate that fairly simply. And then Aunt Jenny sort of like standing there tapping her foot, and then she'll just be like, go inside or whatever, and so you go inside. So it's like just very basic animation, so that's not too complex. I don't think there's many other animations there. Then they've got this animation of the llama. That was actually kind of complicated because you have to. I think I want to animate throwing the rope. What are they? Use rope on shed door. Lasso the llama with the rope. Yeah, so tying it to the door is fine. Then you just click on the rope that's hanging off the door and then click on the llama and it will like lasso the llama. And that's one animation. And then that will just go into like a scene where the llama gets annoyed, pulls on the rope, the door comes off, whatever. That one's fairly straightforward, I think. It's a bit more complex, but I think we can manage. This one, climbing a ladder up and down, kicking a ladder down, that's all, like, we already... Yeah, it's basically just a climbing animation. That's the only, like, complex part there. Kicking the ladder down shouldn't be too hard. Ladder would have to, like, unroll as it goes down. And also, like, the things coming off as you climb. That's all fine. No big deal there. The grabber, that's just a close shot of the llama's feet. Probably do a close-up shot of the llama's face. And a close-up shot of Sierra's face. So cut to... It'll be Sierra, like, you know, nervously looking at the llama and reaching, maybe. So we'll do, like, a... maybe a closer in shot as well. And then close up of the llama's face, getting all lemony, sour lemon. Then Sierra close up or over the shoulder maybe, reaching towards the animal. And that could, I guess, cut to, I guess we customize that so like not lemon face and lemon faced. So both either way. And then just a really close in shot of llama feet with something stuck in it and the grabber sort of like grab, like maybe a couple of attempts at grabbing until it grabs it. And then maybe then we just change like the way the llama looks somehow so it's less annoyed looking. I don't know how we'll do that, but maybe there's some way we can deal with that. That one's probably the most complicated one so far. It's not that complicated though. Climbing a fence, that should be pretty easy. This will have probably a series of animations that we have to work on. I need to think about this area a lot more. Outro just exiting the junkyard. That should be fine. It'll just be like walking through the door. Maybe I'll do one establishing shot like I did with exiting the basement in the last game. And then it'll fade to the on the hill scene with the other two characters next to him. So that'll be easy enough. I just need to come up with a character design before I can do that. Any of that. It's all dependent on having the character design done. But yeah, I can maybe storyboard those shot ideas just so I have them drawn down. Good. Hey, Shorty Straw. Good to see you. Welcome. I don't know who's online right now. Oh, Robot Space is online. Stuff by Sunshine's online too? What the heck?
There he goes.
In the chicken dance.
What Terry eats. Boom. I thought that was pretty good. Done. Boomski. You know, like that was.
Sorry about that. I didn't expect it to be so loud.
Now. That was pretty special. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You kind of got a bit sing-songy there rather than rappy, but you know. Terry the misunderstood monster.
This looks cute.
I didn't do that in Scottish. Oh no, I didn't do it in Scottish. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot. I totally forgot to do it in Scottish.
All right, and what's Robot Space up to? Morpety Island. I haven't played this yet.
Okay. 413572 is the code.
Okay. I don't get it, but okay.
Where is it even written down? But then basically...
Yeah, this is something I think we need to be following like a little bit closer to understand what's going on. But solving a whole series of puzzles here from looks. Game's nearly impossible. I know you did a playthrough of it as well. Did you finish it? Julia, did you finish the game? This one seems like a lot harder to follow than this stream. This stream's a nice art stream. Oh no, ads. I don't like ads. First game in the series, Mortville, man. Oh, yes, you played Mortville, and you used the walkthrough for it? Uh-huh. And I didn't understand the... You still don't understand the game? Yeah, there's some games out there like that that are like just on another level. Like they're designed by aliens or something. Wait, do the ads just not play while you're not looking? Looks like Duke's just listening to music at the moment. Let's see what it sounds like here. They're mod files.
It's fucking sick. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's like metal. Wow.
Shit's so fucking cool.
Oh wow, man, shredding. Alright. There you go. So those are our options today. I'm leaning towards Stuff by Sunshine because she's got some great art going on, which will be comforting to see.
Yeah, last night's raid was great though.
Let's
They're
go.
all really lovely humans, actually. They all seem very like engaged.
Doc ended his stream. I'm following Doc, so
Curious
he's
about
not
the stream.
online right
It was
now.
really
I don't
good.
think.
I love that. You know.
Where is he?
Yeah, we had a huge raid last night of 1,200.
I know
think
I'm
it was.
following Doc.
But we
I'm
had a
pretty
lot of
sure
them
I'm following
stay.
Doc.
So we had 825 people, I think.
Oh, you ended a
running
few
around.
minutes ago. Okay.
So a fair few of them stayed, which is quite good. I think because pumpkins. I was gonna say it's kind of similar, but it's not really.
I'm just gonna double check that I am following.
Pumpkin does all kinds of different.
I'm like
things.
100% sure I'm following.
More of a variety.
Yeah, I am
stream.
following. Good.
Yes, I know. Oh, is that
Anyway,
why I was suddenly able to rate it again?
Enjoy hanging out with Stuff by Sunshine. Sunshine's great, wonderful artist, and also plays some cool retro games on Fridays, which is awesome fun. One of his unofficial streams, yeah, he had an unofficial stream today. I was hanging out there today. It was good times. Anyway, that is it from me for today. I'll be back tomorrow, more game dev tomorrow. I'm not going to stop doing game dev. We're just going to keep doing it until the game's done. And then we're going to work on another game. And we'll keep doing that until it's so successful that we have $1 million in our bank account. That's right. That's I'll probably stream tonight. Yeah, I'll probably stream tonight. I'm just not going to do it right now. I'm going to go take a break. VJI, good to see ya. Good to see ya. I hope you have a good one. Hopefully I'll catch you all over on my stream later today. But have fun hanging out with Stuff by Sunshine today. See you soon, Kuningstan. See you soon, mate. Thank you very much again for the raids as well. That was awesome. See you later, everybody. Good night. Or good evening. Good afternoon. Goodbye.